Hola amigos y amigas en Mindful Spanish with Sergio. Yo soy Sergio, and in today's lesson we're going to learn the verbs ser y estar. In English, the verb to be.
Ser o no ser, to be or not to be.
We all know that this is one of the most difficult issues in Spanish to learn, but this is because you didn't know me before. Stay tuned now and learn for once the verbs ser y estar. Empezamos. The main point here is to realize that in English we have one verb, as in many other languages, the verb to be, and in Spanish we have two, ser y estar. So all we need to do is to learn when we use ser and when we use estar, and that's it. Now, the essential difference between ser y estar is that ser is a permanent condition, una condición permanente, always, siempre. It's something that goes with you, with the subject. Okay? Condición permanente. While estar is a temporary condition. Es una condición temporal for a certain time. Yes? Permanente, temporal, permanente, temporal, and so on. So we're going to start learning how to conjugate the verbs ser y estar. The verb ser is yo soy, I am, tú eres, you are, ella o él, he or she, es, is, nosotros, nosotras somos, we are, vosotros o vosotras sois, you are, plural, ellos, ellas son, they are, okay? While the verb to be, in English would be the same thing, I am, you are, he is, she is, so on. But in Spanish we have yo estoy, tú estás, be careful with the tilde, with the accent, okay? Estás, él, ella está, nosotros, nosotras estamos, no accent, no tilde, vosotros, vosotras estáis, tilde, ellos, ellas están, okay? So, verbo ser, this is something you need to learn by heart, de memoria. And verb estar, verbo estar, okay. Now, 5 main uses or categories of the verb ser. When we use the verb ser, once you know this, you know how to use the verb ser. It's so simple, right? Okay, so fechas, dates. For example, today is Saturday, 29th of May. Hoy, today, es sábado 29 de mayo. Fechas, dates. Okay, when you're talking about dates, we have to use the verb ser. It's not hoy está sábado. It doesn't make any sense. Okay, so verbo ser, fechas, dates. Second category, nacionalidad, nationality. Él es español, he is Spanish. We don't say he is, él está español. No, we say verbo ser, él es español. Ella es americana. Ellos son franceses. French, okay? You can check the video nationalities and countries. Now, profesión, profession, job, profesión. Ellos son futbolistas. They are footballers. Ellos son futbolistas. We cannot say ellos están futbolistas. So when we're talking about professions, we use the verb ser. So far, so good? ¿Sí? Vale. Tiempo. The time. It's not the weather, which is the same word. Tiempo, weather, tiempo, time. Okay? Now we're talking about the time. Tiempo son las 5 en punto. It's 5 o'clock. We cannot say están 5 en punto. It doesn't make any sense in Spanish. Son las 5 en punto. By the way, you can check the video on telling the time. And number 5, característica. Something about somebody or something. Characteristics, okay? Tu móvil, your mobile, tu móvil es muy chulo. your phone, your mobile is very cool. Chulo, cool, okay? Oh, tu móvil es muy chulo. Tu móvil está muy chulo. So once you know that talking about dates, nationalities, professions, the time, and the characteristics, you use the verb ser, which is mainly a permanent condition, what's the problem? Now, let's go through the verb estar and its categories. The same way we had 5 categories here for the verb ser, I've written 5 categories here for the verb estar. The first one is action, which is in English present continuous. Tú estás aprendiendo español. You are learning Spanish. Okay, which is verb estar plus ing form. This ing form, we get it with ando, yendo in Spanish. Again, check the video on the present continuous and you'll find it so easy. Anyway, we use for actions, we use verb estar. You cannot say tú es aprendiendo, which is a very common mistake. Okay, tú estás aprendiendo español. I am teaching Spanish. Yo estoy enseñando español. Okay, very good. Localization. When you place something, you have to say where something is. Mi casa está muy cerca. My house is very near. Mi casa está, localizing, está muy cerca, near, muy lejos, far, very far, muy lejos, very near, muy cerca. Okay. Number 3, emotions, feelings. Most of the time we use a verb estar. For example, el perro está feliz. The dog is happy. El perro está feliz. Okay, emociones, emotions, feelings. Posición. If you are standing up, sitting down, running, the way you are. Okay, posición, position, posición. Los alumnos están sentados. The students are sitting down. Okay, the way they are. And number 5, state, which goes with temporary condition. State, something that is now. State, okay? It's not like that all the time, but it's now. Tu móvil está roto. Your mobile is broken. You need to buy a new one. And finally, we're going to talk about adjectives that can go with both verb ser and verb estar. But the main issue here is that they change their meaning, okay? If they go with verb ser, they have a certain meaning, and if they go with the verb estar, they take another meaning. So we have to be very careful with this. And these are the 5 adjectives I've decided to teach you today in this lesson because I think we use them very often. As you can see, we have the adjective here, listo, in a sentence with the verb to be, and we have listo in a sentence with the verb estar. Let's see how it changes the meaning, okay? Here it says, eres muy listo. You are very clever. Listo. Qué listo eres. How clever you are. Qué listo. Eres muy listo. But here, instead of clever, estás listo is not, are you clever? It means, are you ready? So listo with the verb estar is to be ready, estar listo. And with the verb to be, ser listo is to be clever. The same thing happens with the adjective malo. Es muy malo. He's very mean. Es muy malo. Este niño es muy malo. Which has nothing to do with the meaning when it goes with the verb estar, which is está muy malo. Oh, poor thing, this boy is very sick. To be sick. Okay? Estar malo. To be sick. Y ser malo. To be mean. Okay, next one. Aburrido. Aburrido, aburrido. Okay, soy una persona aburrida. I'm a boring person. This is the way I am. I'm not gonna tell you jokes for you to have fun. whatever, I don't care. I'm boring. I'm not. This is an example. But here, the verb estar, estoy aburrido, means now, temporary condition. Now I'm bored. With the verb ser, you have adjectives ending with ing form in English, yes? And with the verb estar, we have adjectives ending with ed. I'm boring, and this is the way I am. It's a permanent condition. I'm a boring person. Or verb estar, I'm bored. Now, I don't know what to do. It's raining outside. I don't know what to do. I'm bored. Mom, I'm bored. Estoy aburrido. Estoy aburrido. Claro. That's another example. Claro with the verb ser, claro with the verb estar. Claro con el verbo ser, claro con el verbo estar. Con el verbo ser. Esto es azul claro. Azul is the color blue. Okay, very good. So azul claro is light blue. And the opposite, dark blue, is oscuro. Azul claro, azul oscuro. Okay, talking about how intense the color is. Light blue, azul claro. But esto está claro. This is clear.
Crystal clear.
Okay, and the last one. Somos ricos. Talking about money or talking about love. You can be rich when you have a lot of love, okay? Which is more important than being rich with money, in my opinion. I don't know what you think about this. Let me know in the comments. Somos ricos. We are rich. Somos ricos. But here, que rico is no, how rich you are, que rico. Rico is when you eat something, cuando comes algo, and you love it, y te gusta, te encanta. Te gusta, you like it. Te encanta, you love it. ¿Te gusta? Te encanta. A lot more. ¡Qué rico! ¡Miam, miam! ¡Qué rico! It's so good. So, rico with the verb ser, con el verbo ser, talking about how much you have about something, okay? While rico with the verb estar, con el verbo estar, is how good something is, okay? It's, qué rico, yum yum. And this is it, okay. This is only for you to be aware of these adjectives that, depending on the verb they go with, verb ser or verb estar, they change the meaning. Once you know this can happen in Spanish, and once you know a few adjectives that you need to know, starting with these 5, everything is so simple, everything is so clear, yes? And as I usually tell you, this is little by little. You have to enjoy the trip. This is what my grandmother used to tell me. Okay, don't wait till you get something. Enjoy the way, enjoy the trip. And this is our trip now. We are learning Spanish together. Any questions, anything you need to know, please leave me a comment here or send me a Facebook message, email, my website, Instagram, Twitter. So many ways to get to me, okay? To ask me whatever you need to know, because I'll be glad to answer any questions you may have, okay? I'm here to help you because I love the fact that you're trying to learn my language. Thank you so much again for watching my videos, and I hope to see you in the next one. Thank you and adios.